I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly. We are back with another video. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. I would greatly appreciate that. If you're into things like true crime stories, news, and politics, I think you would very much enjoy what we do over here. And if you're a returning subscriber or listener, then thank you as always for being a friend. I really do appreciate y'all. Please interact with the video. Like it if you like it. Give us a comment. Whatever you can do. It really does help me out, and I thank you so much in advance, guys. So let's get right on into it. Today we are going to get into a reaction video. I saw this on Twitter the other day, and it was just something that I felt that I had to bring to you guys and just share with you all, because of the sheer insanity of the reaction to this man just doing some simple journalism, guys. So without further ado, let's get into that. So this is from Rebel News. If you guys haven't heard of them or do not follow them on social media, definitely give it a follow. It's worth your time. This is a news organization, I believe, based out of Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's where they are based from. Very, very good. They're like, I would say the, formerly Project Veritas, but now they're like the James O'Keefe of Canada. So they do like in-field, on-the-ground reporting on topics that the mainstream media will not cover, and they are just the type of like get-in-your-face journalism of the years past. So very important that we still have people out there like this, so definitely support if you can. But this is about a rugby player who is purporting to be a woman, okay? And you can see this gentleman right here, and we're going to watch this video. It's kind of long, so I don't know if it will probably skip around a little bit, but I'm just going to read you this article to start off. So, one of the 3 women injured by Ash Davis last month has said, "I had never been hit like that before. Even at the competitive women's level, there was so much more brute force. There are women who are bigger than him, but no girl hits like that. This is a strong human. Meet Ash Davis, or is it Ashley these days? Mr. Davis plays for the Fergus Highlanders women's team. He tackles hard. Just ask those 3 women players who suited up for the Stony Creek Camels last month, who had to be removed from the game thanks to Ash's debilitating tackles. Ash is clearly a male. In fact, he doesn't even try to look female. He has an Adam's apple. Male pattern baldness is setting in, and it's impossible to ignore those leg muscles. Ugh, yuck. So, let's get... Oh my god. Okay, let's get into some of this, guys. So let's get into it, y'all. This is the video from Rebel News, and like I said, it's kind of long, but we're gonna do what we can.
34, 21.
Mr. Davis, Ash, why are you doing this? I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this. Human rights.
What about the human rights of biological women being injured by this?
Just wait till you guys see the reaction from these women on this team. It is, I've seen like shrill, liberal, shit-lib women before in their natural habitat. We've all seen it. I don't know. It's like wild, rabid animals. It's very much something to behold.
Yes, man. As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a massage?
That is my partner. That is my wife that you are. Your wife?
He's a lesbian?
It's not a sport. Or it's not an issue.
I'm a registered social worker, sir, and I demand human rights for everybody.
They just... Yeah, what's a biological female?
How do you feel about a biological male playing in rugby now?
Thank you. I don't really give a fuck. Everybody!
Okay. I don't know what is a crime anymore.
Well,
OPP. Yeah, you know me. Hello?
Ask yourselves that, right?
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Fergus, Ontario.
This guy.
Folks, I'm at Victoria Park
He's giving
Field.
major dad
this is
energy.
going to be the site for a female rugby game. It's going to be Fergus against Burlington. And what can I tell you? This is yet another edition of how Transanity continues. You see, there was a member of the Fergus team.
Look at that guy. Look at the guy. Look at the guy. Look at him. And these women, most of them, I mean, I don't even want to say most of them don't have a problem with it, but the loud few have like scared people into just conforming to this and allowing this to go on. And maybe it is most of them. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that these women are okay playing with this guy who's like, not like that guy, like they said, not even trying. He doesn't even have a wig. Okay. How hard is it to get a glued on lace front, sir? Hello. And I would probably bet that you don't have your nails polished or anything else. I mean, what makes you trans at this point? I do not understand. You cannot just say that you're a woman and then go and play on a women's rugby team. I mean, it's absurdity. And if people who like buy into this shit, I worry about them. And I worry living in a society with them.
Who is a biological male. Just look at him. His name is Ash Davis. He doesn't resemble a female at all. I mean, he's not even trying to pull off the scam with a fake wig or giant breasts a la our favorite Halton District School Board teacher, Busty Lemieux. Oh my God. Now, that might all be well and jolly.
This is also, I just want to say that this is like a very underappreciated and almost, extinct form of white manhood right here. Okay, this is like prime dad energy. He's got the like slung over backpack situation happening. He's got the hat that's like a little bit like off-centered. I mean, everything about him is just like giving me like white male excellence of a different time, and I appreciate that about him. I appreciate that.
Jolly, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt, right? Well, that's the point. Biological women are being hurt by this grifter. Last month, there was a game that Fergus competed in, and three women had to be carted off the field with injuries. It's inexplicable. I mean, with the exception of auto racing and equestrian, the genders are divided, especially for a sport like rugby. You know, some people are comparing this to the Leah Thomas situation in the U.S. with the male swimmer cleaning the clocks of biological female swimmers.
Look at that frame. I mean, look at that frame. I mean, guys, does that not give you your 8th grade boner of yesteryear?
But it's far worse than rugby. Rugby is a contact sport. At least all the swimmers in female swimming have their own protected lane. That is not the case here. Now, the other thing is there has been virtually zero media attention regarding this outrage, with the exception of our good friend Joe Warmington with the Toronto Sun. It looks like this is another example of diversity, inclusivity, and equity.
We love him.
No, I would call it misogyny. Indeed, if you think I don't know anything about rugby.
I mean, at least he's out here speaking for women, you know, and that I will never criticize. Whoa, look at her. I mean, there are some units out here. But yeah, at least he's out here speaking for women who can't even speak for themselves in some of these cases.
Fair enough. I'll tell you, the governing association for rugby, that would be World Rugby, they recently outlawed males competing with females. And for good reason. The cardiovascular differences, the muscle mass differences, and on it goes. So why are these contests involving a male rugby player playing with a female rugby team being allowed in the first place? Well, folks, I think one big reason why this outrage is being tolerated, well, it's due to political correctness and wokeism. Rugby Canada says that this is a federal inclusion issue. So that means transgendered players are welcomed into the league. Bizarre. I guess Justin Trudeau's mindset trumps the rules and regulations of World Rugby. And
I just want to add that Justin Trudeau does pee sitting down, and he is a blackface enjoyer, probably the #1 blackface enjoyer of all time. So, I would advise against doing anything Justin Trudeau tells anyone to do. Okay, he is the ultimate man, boy, child, feminized little cuckster. Okay, he's no good.
As for Rugby Ontario, they just want everyone to shut their mouths and not talk about it. Rugby Ontario had this to say in a statement, quote, "If you are contacted by anyone in the community or the media, please do not engage by offering any opinion or comment on the situation," end quote. what a bunch of cowards.
Yeah.
I would argue, what a bunch of misogynists.
I agree,
This is absolutely
sir.
outrageous. Hey, Mr. Davis, Ash, why are you doing this? I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this. We're having a team chat now.
Okay,
so
I'm just trying to ask some questions, ma'am.
But this is not the appropriate time.
Why are you allowing a biological male to compete against female
I'm
players?
not going to have a conversation with you.
Well, I'll talk to Ash then.
I mean, she couldn't believe that a man had the audacity to call another man a man. I mean, let's just back it up just a bit, because I just want to see. I mean, look. She can't believe it. What? I mean, she's never heard a truth a day in her life.
Female player.
I'm not going to have a conversation with you.
Well, I'll talk to Ash then. Ash, do you take joy in injuring female rugby players? Are you lacking the skills to play with male players
Look,
where
here
you
they
should
come,
be?
here they come, here they
You're a
come.
biological male, aren't you?
I got you. Right here. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ash, are you a misogynist?
Coming with me.
Please, thank you, please.
Oh, not assault.
Hey, watch it. You'll be charged with assault.
Would you mind leaving?
Mr. Ash, the governing body for rugby, World Rugby, says men should not compete.
Trans lives matter.
Wow, really?
All lives matter. All lives matter. All lives matter. Human rights matter.
This one right here.
You don't have a problem.
This one right here. Utter psycho. And I believe she says later on in the video that she's a social worker. I hope someone's like monitoring this person, because she is unhinged. I mean, most of these women who go on to like confront this man who's just doing his job. He was given an assignment by his news organization to cover a story which is of public public interest. It's public matter. Okay, people are interested in it. People are talking about it, and the fact that people can't even have a conversation or have their narrative or their ideology questioned, it says everything you need to know. But the fact that you can't even like confront or be confronted with anything that this man has to say, it really does say it all. And it says even more whenever you react in the way that these psychotic women are reacting.
You can lay down. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
This is a human rights issue.
Oh, okay then.
We live in Canada. All rights, human rights for everybody. Trans matter.
What about the?
Trans rights matter.
That you are traumatizing my family.
I'm traumatizing them.
Wait, she just said free hug. She's kidding. Don't touch me. Didn't you just come up to him and touch him? Unconsensual? I mean, hello? Do you people even understand that you're walking contradictions?
What happened?
Because my kids get to see people like you crying because of things.
I'm surprised. As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a
Because that is my partner. That is my wife that you are being.
He's a lesbian?
So I can just ask you.
That is our wife. So like, that's your wife? That's your wife? the guy? You talking about the man? So just, I mean, come on. Like, this has to be a joke. I mean, are we being punked in this world? God has a sense of humor. I just know he does. Because what the hell do you even mean, ma'am? And then, like, she's saying that, like, he's crying. I only see, like, you people over there crying, screaming, being shrill, stomping your feet. I mean, it's absolute insanity, and it's absolutely ridiculous to witness the fact that this person is calling this man her lesbian wife. You realize you're married to a gynophile? Like, that is who you're married. Like, at this point, you know, all the men who purport to be trans, who are dressing up like women, but still having relationships and having sex with mainly women. I'm sorry, I call bullshit on all of you people. I really do. Because I believe that you are gynophiles and you get off on seeing yourself as women. That's a real thing. It exists. Look it up. Look into it. You know, I do believe that there are a very, very, very small portion of people out there who have the genuine mental disorder that comes along with being transsexual. And I feel for those people. But I think for the most part, those people are actually relatively normal in comparison to these activists and these psychotic kinksters who just want to promote, you know, their fetishes and their kinks and hide behind the trans ideology. Okay, that's all this is, and it's really hurting the people that they purport to like want to protect and they purport to want to like advocate for the most. It's really hurting their cause more than anything any of us could have ever done, and that's just the truth.
Their rights matter.
No, I think
their rights matter. To call the police.
Oh,
Their
okay, fine.
rights
Call the police.
matter.
Okay, what's in charge? What's in charge? Yeah. Oh, don't cry.
Human chain. Human chain. Human chain.
Wow, isn't this amazing?
Human chain.
I've never had such female attention. It's unbelievable.
Human rights matter.
The game is over. You lost.
Human rights matter.
Oh my God.
Why did you lose the game? Not enough men.
Human rights, sir. Human rights. Respect. Human rights matter. After you value our privacy as women.
So in total, how many cats do you think all these ladies own? Leave it in the comments, guys.
Okay.
Human rights matter.
Okay. What about the rights of biological females not to get injured by a man?
Everyone's rights matter. Everyone.
Wow.
Everyone.
You've really been indoctrinated.
Everyone.
I'm surprised you're such misogynist. Let's go.
Everyone.
Let's go.
Everyone's rights matter.
Yeah, all right.
Sir.
I don't want to hit you. I don't believe in hitting a woman unlike Ash, your teammate.
So
Everyone's rights matter. Don't.
You guys are really
Can I
stopping
call you a
him.
woman?
Let's go.
Oh, are you identifying as a female too? Let's go. Who are you? Get out of here.
Human rights.
Get your
Okay.
hands off.
Human
Like,
rights matter.
if this was me, get your hands the freak off me, dude. If you want to play around with men and put your hands on them, play rugby with them, be prepared to be knocked out if you put your hands on me like this. This man has the patience of a saint.
Human rights, sir.
Oh, sorry.
I would have played Red Rover with these two bitches.
Well, they're trying to cause physical interference. They are rugby players, after all. I don't want to fight back because, well, I'm not Ash Davis. I'm a biological male that respects females. And it's really uncanny. The amount of wokeness. These players have no problem. Maybe they look upon him as a competitive edge, even though they got blown out today. So I think Ash ran away into the field house. Does he shower with you girls too?
Human rights matter.
Sports divided male and female.
They aren't.
They're not?
They let them play.
What do you mean they're not?
It's not a
Aside from equestrian and auto racing, they're all divided, sir.
It's not a sport, or it's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
It's not a sport.
There's no biological.
This guy doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. First of all, look at yourself in the mirror, sir. Why are you speaking out for this? Okay, you look like the opposite of what should be speaking out for all of this fuck shit. Okay, I'm sorry for the language, but that's what it is. You look like a redneck from hell who hasn't seen his wiener in about 10 years. Okay, what are you even doing up here? Can't even really speak eloquently about what it is you're talking about. You're just repeating talking points. You're I can't.
Advantages of a biological male.
Plays men's hockey. The only problem is she's better than the men.
You know, that's different though. I applaud your sister.
Well, you should applaud people. It's a sport.
Well, if your sister looks
Why
like
would I applaud a cheater, sir?
It's not a cheater.
Okay.
It's a sport. Let them play.
Yeah, but so do you disagree that males have a biological advantage over females?
I disagree that you are here harassing people.
I'm just asking questions.
No, you're not. You're offensive.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Can I call you sir? You're not identifying as something else, eh?
I'm identifying as your dick.
Wow, that's something. He's identifying as my dick. That's a new one. I think we're up to 129 gender.
He couldn't even get it out. He said, I'm identifying as your dick. You're a dick. And it sounded like he said, I'm identifying as your dick.
Occasions now.
Human rights for everybody.
Here she goes.
Well, folks, the camera doesn't lie. As you can see, Ash's teammates, they seem to be all on his side in terms of playing rugby against biological females. And I can only think of two things. One is they are so indoctrinated that they dare not say anything anti-trans because they will be canceled. That's the society we live in. Or they actually believe this. This woman just keeps yelling the same thing.
Human rights for everybody.
What?
Human rights for everybody.
What is that hat?
She's only chanting dogma, folks. She doesn't want to have a conversation because she doesn't have an answer.
I mean, who told you to come over here dressed up like Robin Hood or fucking Huckleberry Finn, ma'am? Because no one asked for this, okay? You are out of line and out of place with your hat.
with every sport, with the exception of equestrian and auto racing, the athletes are divided by gender, but those lines are blurring, even though the governing body for rugby, World Rugby,
really
is saying
making a point.
this is a no-no. So why?
She's really, she's really making her point come across. I'm almost convinced. I'm almost convinced to change my whole entire stance just from her shouting the same phrase over and over again. Almost.
I demand human rights for everybody.
I'm sorry, wait. Did she say she wants human rights for everybody? Because it wasn't clear.
Human rights for everybody.
Can I play ringette with 5-year-old girls?
Human rights for everybody.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Human rights for everybody. Do you see the change room sign?
We're not in the change room.
Human rights for everybody.
Number 24 is a real delight, wouldn't you say? Would you like to weigh in about this male player playing?
I'd say she's got about 5 cats in her apartment, and she probably collects crystals.
On a female team, sir?
I don't care, I'm impartial.
Okay then, so why is this being allowed? Because World Rugby, the governing body, says this is against the rules. You can't have biological males playing against biological females.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess they just... Yeah, what's a biological female?
Well, I would imagine if you're born with female genitalia versus male genitalia.
Where'd you get your PhD?
Pardon me?
You're defining a biological female. Where'd you get your PhD?
Not this again. Where'd you get your PhD? From God. Okay, like, I don't need a PhD to tell you that you're a woman and you've got a vagina. Okay, Kindergarten Cop, they made it real simple, okay? Let's never forget Kindergarten Cop.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
So I'm defining but ma'am, in the history of sports, all sports, with the exception of equestrian or auto race.
There for history. I'm only 19 years old. I cannot say what happened 20 years ago because I wasn't.
No, but in the here and now, you see male tennis, female tennis.
You can't say what happened 20 years ago. So then, what are you even saying? What if he's wrong, and you don't have your PhD either? Then why are you even speaking on anything? Why don't you just shut the hell up and go read a book and learn something? This argument, she thinks she's like got him here. She thinks she's like, oh, bam, gotcha, backed you into a corner. No, you look stupid. You look like an idiot, just like that Supreme Court judge who said she didn't know what a woman was either. Okay, it's not a valid argument. It's a fucking way to expose yourself as an absolute idiotic woman who doesn't know anything about anything.
Tennis, right?
I don't see any tennis. I don't watch tennis.
Oh, okay then. So it doesn't exist then.
To me, you can't ask me a question about it because I have no idea. Just the same as you can't talk about what a female is if you're not a doctor.
I can't?
Oh, wow.
What is a female then? Do you have a definition?
No, not a doctor.
Oh, God.
Well, how do you like that? You have to be a doctor in order to define what a female is. You know what? I think she has a kindred spirit south of the border. That U.S. Supreme Court Justice, a female herself, can I call her that? Who was unable last year to define the word woman.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't.
You can?
What the fuck?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a
the
biologist.
meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
So welcome to Justin Trudeau's Canada in 2023. I apologize that this use of police resources is being used to, I don't know, censor the free press in Canada. I'm simply asking questions.
Oh, no, you're more than welcome to ask questions.
Okay.
That's fine.
For now.
we just want to make sure there's no breach of the peace. That's why.
Sir, the only one that had their peace breached was myself by being pushed around.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
And are you not going to do anything about it?
All right. Have a good day.
Absolutely fucking not.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, I never expected a reaction like that. You saw the vitriol that was hurled at Efren and I by his teammates. As for those who have a contrarian opinion, they would only speak to us off camera and off the record. They support the light that we're trying to shed on this egregious situation. But you know how it is, folks. We live in a day and age of cancel culture. They'll be branded as transphobes, bigots, etc. And, well, again, another example of the...
And the time is now, guys. You have to stop being anonymous. Like, it's no longer an option. I mean, if you care about the direction that this world is going, it's now or never. Like, the time to speak out was really, like, yesterday. Like 5 years ago. But I'm just saying, if you still have reservations, I get it. But, like, you gotta say something. Because the voices of sanity, especially in places like this, like Canada, like Justin Trudeau, I sit while I pee, Canada, they're being drowned out by these crazy lunatics who are just trying to shout down people by repeating the same phrase over and over again with no actual argument or point or any sort of sense about them. So that if you want to live with that for the rest of your life and have that passed along to your kids and your grandkids, then by all means, keep staying silent. But if you don't, then it's time to let your voice be heard now.
Tyranny of the minority. And as I referred to in the introduction, the World Rugby Union does state the following in terms of their transgender policy, which is, quote, transgender women may not currently play women's rugby. Why? Because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages conferred by testosterone during puberty and adolescence, and the resultant player welfare risks this creates, end quote. They're basically stating the obvious. They're basically stating common sense. And as I said before, 'twas ever thus with few exceptions that male and female sports were divided. But welcome to our new world order, folks, where a clear biological male can play against biological females with all the inherent advantages of speed, size, and muscle mass. And we've seen the results. Women are getting creamed. The women are being taken off the field on a stretcher. But to the woke players in this rugby league, this is all about inclusion. Man, oh man, whatever happened to the women's liberation movement? For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
He's literally foaming at the mouth. I can't. Okay, but great job. Great job to him. He did, you know, like I said, that is honestly, you know, white excellence of a different time. You know, he's past his prime, you know, but he's still giving the dad energy. You know, he's still doing his part. And anybody that's doing their part, you know, they're welcome. They're welcome, okay? And we welcome them and we appreciate them. So, what did you guys think of that video? Truly astonishing, in my opinion. I mean, you see it often, these shrill, shrieking psychopaths, you know, with absolutely no message and no point to their madness. But it's rare that you see it on this level, and like a whole group of them descending onto one man who is simply there with the demeanor of like very, very you know, like I said, he's coming in at a disadvantage as like, you know, this like older white male into this circle, and they're just absolutely like going full entire psychopath on him, and it's bewildering. So let me know, what did y'all think of that video, guys? Go support Rebel News if you can, and if you support their message, and just if you support free journalism and people doing actual reporting on actual things still in this world today, because I definitely do. So y'all let me know, guys, and yeah, until next time, you know, y'all take it easy out there. I will see y'all later. Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.